Peterson. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have some quick and delicious kids lunch ideas for you. I have 5 different lunch ideas that I'm going to share with you that can all be made ahead of time. I have already tested them and my kids like them, and they should be easy and budget friendly. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Rhea Peterson. I upload multiple times a week covering things like cleaning, organization, food, mom life, those kinds of things. And I'm so glad that you are here, but this should be really quick and easy, so let's get started. Okay, so we're starting with like the most, in my mind, traditional lunch. And that is peanut butter and jelly. But we're gonna make peanut butter and jelly, and we're just gonna make homemade Uncrustables. My attitude is, why buy them when you could save a little bit and make your own and customize the ingredients? I wanted organic Uncrustables, and so I am able to make that by making them myself with my own ingredients. I like the Kirkland creamy, natural, organic peanut butter. Love this stuff. And then we will, like every other year, make freezer jam. And this is strawberry. We go pick strawberries, we make a bunch of it, and we like it. So that is what we're gonna do. We just started getting this Fran's Naked Organic white bread. I can't get it at Costco, which is kind of a bummer, but I get it just in the grocery store. My son Callum especially really loves white bread, which I think is funny. My mom would never buy it when I was a kid growing up, so I didn't have white bread for years and years, unless like my friends would let me try it. I didn't know. In fact, I didn't buy white bread until probably within the last 2 years. These are really easy. I'm gonna show you how I make them and go from there. Okay, so these are crazy easy. I had this stack of biscuit cutters that I got from IKEA, and so I used the right size for that, and then that is from my blender. I'm just using it to tamp down the middle a little bit so that I can put the peanut butter and jelly in there. I like it just because it seems like the right shape, but you can just use your hand, the back of a spoon, whatever. I was just extra and used that, but otherwise, just be careful when you make these not to overfill it. I have done that before and they spill out the sides. A tablespoon of peanut butter has quite the caloric punch, so you don't need a ton, and my kids are little, so they don't eat a ton anyways, so this is like just the perfect amount of peanut butter and jelly in there. And then I save the crusts and I freeze them, and I'll make like bread pudding with them, or you can make breadcrumbs with them. Sometimes when I don't use the circle cutter and I just cut the crusts off, Connor will eat the crusts. So my kids will eat the crusts, but not all of the time. So this is a good way to like compromise and make sure that they actually eat when they're at school. And I do it 2 different ways. I prefer this way, pinching it kind of like pie crust, but I'm also going to show you, you can go around it with like a fork. You could use a butter knife, whatever, just a way to seal the bread. And a good moist, fluffy bread works the best because it like sticks together as you're doing it. But so easy. You pop it in the freezer for a little bit on a pan and then transfer it to a bag, and it's great. They thaw by lunchtime. These are so easy and convenient. So I froze them for about an hour, just kind of flash freeze them before putting them in the bag so they didn't stick together. This way they stay nice and separate and you can pull them apart. But once they're ready to go on the lunch, I just put them in there. My kids' lunches, they always get like a fruit and a vegetable option, and then something kind of sweet. And it's really easy and simple. My kids can pack it themselves, and just really quick and easy. Okay, so our next easy lunch is Stromboli. I love Stromboli. Like, surprisingly passionate about how much I love Stromboli for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's just delicious. And I wanted a nice, quick, easy way to do it to make it fun for my kids so that they can have pizza in their lunches, but like a little less messy in the lunchbox. And this is just convenient. So I'm going to do it with pre-made pizza crust. Just get it in like the cinnamon roll, cold cinnamon roll section in your grocery store. And then just your favorite marinara sauce. I didn't have any, so I just made some. This is just a can, like a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, 6 tablespoons of tomato paste, and then just seasonings like Italian seasoning, basil, oregano, garlic, onion, that kind of stuff. And I just kind of whipped it up. It smells really, really good. This is typically what I do when I don't have marinara around, and most of the times my kids don't notice. So I'm hoping they don't notice this time. But then just regular cheese and pepperoni. I'm not going fancy. You could use like salami, ham, whatever you like. You can make it vegetarian. There's all sorts of stuff that you could do. So I am going to get some flour so I can roll this out, and I will show you how to make them. They're crazy easy to make. There's a couple ways you could do this. You could argue that right now I'm just making like homemade Hot Pockets, which yes, I guess I am. The Stromboli that I make for like our dinner is rolled, so you get like this swirl in the middle, but these are just folded over. I found a recipe for them and it was convenient to do it this way. It was really nice. I did miss the swirl though. Next time I might try and roll it. But this is nice too because it is less messy because it is all compact together, which I'll show you once I fold them. So it's kind of a dealer's choice. I miss the swirl. I find the swirl whimsical and fun, but this is cleaner and holds together a lot better to fold them over like Hot Pockets. So it's totally your preference, but my kids loved these. They were so easy to make and it would be a quick dinner, lunch. It froze really, really well. So definitely a winner for my kids. These turned out perfect. They were so good. I don't eat a lot of gluten, but I tried these and I had to make myself stop because they were that good. Although I do love Stromboli, so I'm not totally surprised. These are my kids' lunch boxes. I got them on Amazon. I got them because they were deeper and they held more food. A lot of the other bento boxes were just a little too shallow, and I have very tall children, so I needed something that would hold a little bit more food. These are awesome. I will link them. But then you see again, fruit, vegetable, and something sweet. The lunchbox came with these little containers, so I just put a little bit of marinara on the side to dip the Stromboli in, and it was perfect. This one was another winner for sure. Okay, so our next thing is actually breakfast. My kids are big fans when the school would do like breakfast for lunch. And so what's easier than sending some little pancakes and syrup to dip them in? This is really quick, really easy. I just buy the Kodiak Cakes mix. You could use Krusteaz, you could make your own. There's lots of gluten-free options that you could get. I know like Pamela's and Bob's Red Mill are good options for gluten-free pancake mixes, but it's just really easy. You're just making mini pancakes. You could do cinnamon toast sticks. You could make mini waffles. There's lots of like, if it comes in mini, might as well put it in a lunch. In our house, pancakes are a big hit. My kids don't really like French toast or anything, so mini pancakes it is. I'm out of mini chocolate chips, which is unfortunate. So I'm just gonna use regular chocolate chips in a couple of them. But yeah, this is really easy, really quick. You can make a lot and they can double up for breakfast and lunch, which is nice. So we're gonna make mini pancakes. I have made these pancakes on my channel a number of times. It's really straightforward. I normally do just a whole bag of Kodiak cakes and then we have them in the fridge for the week. So this was a no-brainer for me. I just did half a bag and there was still a ton. They freeze really well. They stay nice in the refrigerator for a while. This works well for breakfast and lunch. It's a double hitter and my kids don't mind eating pancakes cold and dipping them into syrup. So easy and convenient. Okay, I do break my own rule on this one. Instead of fruit and vegetable, I get fruit and bacon because why not? Pancakes and bacon, it's delicious. They can have vegetables with dinner. Is a make your own Lunchable. These Lunchables can get kind of expensive, and once those have been sitting in the things for a while, I feel like the quality of the food starts to decrease. So it's so easy to just make your own, and it's a lot easier to buy this kind of stuff in bulk. So we typically do this kind of stuff, honestly, as a family on the weekends. We'll kind of make our own little Lunchables to have for lunch or even dinner if we're watching like a family movie or playing a game or doing some type of activity. We will make these, but they're also really nice to send in lunches. My kids are not very adventurous, so we typically keep it simple. We always have turkey breast in the house and we always have pepperoni. So it's really easy to just throw those in. My kids don't really love ham or roast beef or anything a lot. Like they'll have it sometimes, but not consistently. Like they'll have turkey. So we just have our main meats that I know my kids like. And then we don't always have sliced cheese, but we do right now. Otherwise, we just get the regular block of cheese and slice it into little squares and put it in there, and then crackers. So I'm going to put together a homemade Lunchable and show you. So I recognize that this one might not be as straightforward for making ahead of time and having like in your freezer or anything, but this is something you could easily pre-slice all of your meats and cheeses and have them in different Tupperwares and just, tell them take 5 slices of cheese or 3 pieces of salami or whatever your preference is. And I mean, you could freeze the meats and cheeses ahead of time. Those things do freeze really well, but this is one that's just really, really easy to throw together regardless of whether or not it was made ahead of time or not. So this one's still one of my top favorite things to give my kids because it's simple. You usually have all the ingredients and can be thrown together in a pinch. Okay, and final lunch idea is wraps. I've mentioned a number of times, Miss Alice is hanging out with me. I mentioned a lot of times on my channel how obsessed my children are with wraps. We constantly are running low on tortillas. But wraps are the go-to. It's the thing my kids will make themselves the most. So I don't often have to have them pre-made, but it is really handy. So it's really straightforward. We just do meat, mayonnaise, and cheese typically. I do try to sneak some spinach in, but for the most part, my kids get their fruits and vegetables outside of their wraps. But I'm gonna show you how I make our wraps. It's pretty easy. So I have started making my own mayonnaise. I'm not ready to share yet just because I haven't totally, I'm not done with all the troubleshooting yet on how we like it, but stay tuned for that. I will share the mayonnaise recipe soon. But wraps, pretty straightforward. My kids love them. They store really well in the refrigerator, just in a Ziploc bag. You could freeze them. You can make them big and slice them. So easy and convenient, and tortillas are pretty affordable. So this is one that's really, really budget friendly and can be tailored to whatever your preference is. Okay, well that's everything. Those are my 5 favorite make ahead easy lunches that my kids love and enjoy, and I'm so happy to be able to share this with you. I appreciate you. I'm so glad you were here. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. But I am going to continue doing my food videos, maybe a little less frequently, but I am going to lean into my top 5s, my favorite things that I use. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.